Hello, 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 and welcome to everything you will need to know about how to write thematic statements. So, this slideshow is not only for generally what a thematic statement is, but it also covers how to write one. So, let's start with what is a theme? So, a theme is a message, and there are two ways to think about theme. You can think about it as though it is a thematic idea or as though it is a thematic statement. A lot of people just use the word theme to mean both. So we're going to talk about both in this video. So a theme is a message about humanity in a story. Sometimes you might hear people say it's the idea that the author wants you to get about whatever topic they're discussing. Usually we express it as a sentence or a statement about life or just human nature. A literary work can have more than one thematic statement and usually always has several thematic ideas. Sometimes you have to think about all of the parts of a story to really get to the thematic statement. It's inferred. It's really hard to get to the theme unless you fully understand the parts of the story. Okay? So, a thematic idea is like a subject. So you can think about what are some of the subjects of this story. Usually you can say it in a word or two. This story is about courage or survival. So I'm thinking like Hunger Games. Hunger Games is about courage, survival, war, pride, love. There's a ton of thematic ideas, topics in the Hunger Games, okay? So when you're thinking about a thematic idea, you could have the same thematic idea across multiple novels, right? Love is one of the thematic ideas in the Hunger Games. It's also a thematic idea in Frozen. So that's why just that one word isn't enough to write. You have to be able to really dig into what is it about love that's really being shown in the story. A major thematic statement in one novel could be love, if taken to extremes, can be negative and not positive, right? In a second novel, it could be the love between sisters can be stronger than the love between partners. So if you notice, the topic or thematic idea is still love for both stories, but the messages are different in the two different works, okay? So let's go through some knots. What a theme is not. It's not a moral, okay? It's not a directive. It's not a command. So a moral or directive or command tells people what they should do, tells them how to behave. That's not a theme, right? So the phrase, people should make the most of each and every day. Nope, not a theme. Be nice to elderly people. Nope, not a theme. Love like there's no tomorrow. No, not a theme. Be yourself. No, not a theme. A theme does not judge what people should or should not do. So if you notice that you're using the word should or you're using command words, you're not working with a theme. So a theme is also not a cliche. Actions speak louder than words. No. Cliches are sayings that you would hear a lot growing up, things that maybe your mom would say a lot or your grandma might say a lot. Love hurts. Nope, that's a cliche, and it's overused. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. No, that's a cliche, okay? What a theme is not. They don't use specific names or specific events in the story. So if your theme has a character name from that story in the sentence, you're not working with a thematic statement then, okay? It doesn't summarize. A theme doesn't give you a list of, here's all the things that happened in the plot. That's not the point. You're not going to use words like all, none, everything, always, okay? A strong theme, what does it look like? It's just a comment. And sometimes it can be a comment that sounds like, well, life sucks, but better expressed, right? Courage can sometimes fail you when you need it the most. that's not a positive sentiment. That's not a positive sentence, but it is true about life, right? So it can help to find the subject or topic and then find the lesson about humanity, right? And you need to make sure you have a qualifier. Qualifier is like the word sometimes, can, may, could. Those are qualifiers. They keep you from making those statements like all or everyone, right? You need a qualifier. So another strong theme would be independence is necessary to grow up, though it can be scary at times. We have the word can, a qualifier. So, recap. If we're using the movie Frozen, a moral might be love yourself. A cliche would be every cloud has a silver lining. But a thematic statement would be maintaining family honor can sometimes crush the spirit, right? So, let's look at the steps for writing a thematic statement. First, you need a story. Read or watch a story. It helps to summarize the story. In this class, we will be summarizing, right, before we work with theme. That's so that we know we understand the story. Then, we're going to pick 3 to 5 topics or thematic ideas that are in the story. This is like a brainstorm. Brainstorm some of the topics that are in this story. Then you choose 1 or 2 that are really, really strong, okay? Once you've found your 1 or 2, you're going to start digging for evidence. What evidence is there in the story that these are really strong themes? If you can't find 3 to 5 pieces of evidence to support your thematic idea, you don't have enough. You got to go back to 4. You got to choose again. Pick a different strong thematic idea and try supporting that one, okay? Once you have it and you have your evidence, like, okay, I can support this, you're going to make a character struggle sentence. So the frame I usually give kids is when character name struggles with thematic idea or another thematic idea, it causes them to, and you write the specific action. So sometimes teachers suggest that you locate like the friction or the conflict in the story. That can help. That helps you determine what that character is struggling with. Then you take that specific character struggle sentence and you back it up. You make it general and vague. Remember, no character names in our thematic statements, no specifics about the story in our thematic statements. They have to be general and sound like a comment about humanity, okay? So let's use our steps and use the movie Finding Nemo, since most people know the movie. And we're gonna go through all of the steps. So first, read or watch a story. Okay, Finding Nemo. Summarize it. Okay, Marlin, Nemo's dad, loses his fishy wife and almost all of his fishy babies at the very beginning of the movie, except this one little fishy baby that got a little crack in its little egg, and that's Nemo. So because of this, he freaks out and controls Nemo's whole life. Nemo kind of pushes back and goes and touches the butt and the boat, and that's how he ends up getting scooped up and taken off, which leads to the finding part of Finding Nemo when Marlin journeys to go locate him. Okay, basic summary, not awesome, but that's my quick summary. So now we've got to pick 3 to 5 thematic ideas or topics that are in that story. So some of the ones I came up with were independence. I know that Nemo really wanted some independence. Control. Marlin tries to control everything that Nemo does, tries to limit him. Fear. Marlin has an extreme fear of losing Nemo. Trust. Marlin doesn't trust that Nemo can make decisions for himself. Marlin struggles to trust anyone, really. Freedom. Nemo wants a little bit more freedom than what he currently has with Dad, right? So we're going to choose 1 or 2 of the strongest. So I went with control and fear. So then I need to find 3 to 5 pieces of text evidence to support that idea. And so pretend I listed them all. Brrr, those are my beautiful pieces of text evidence. Okay, I know it's strong enough. So I'm going to make a character struggle sentence specific to this story. When Marlin struggles with being so afraid that of anything, probably is the word that should be there, that could hurt Nemo, it causes him to control his son, which results in his son pushing back. So then you turn that character-specific struggle sentence into a more generic sentence, vague, that could be applied to all of humanity. Sometimes, when one struggles with overwhelming fear, it can cause them to control others around them, which pushes them away. That would be a thematic statement for Nemo. So, last thing. Is there a general list of the abstract nouns that I could look at and brainstorm with when I'm reading my story and thinking about my story? Yes, there is. So let's see. You have a document that is called Thematic Ideas in Literature, I believe. You could use this document and walk through the steps that this document does to help you find a thematic statement. But I'm telling you, if you use my list that I gave just now in the slideshow, you will get a beautiful thematic statement every time, okay? So on this document is this big word bank of all these different abstract nouns and concepts that could be in a story. This isn't every single one that could ever exist, but this is a really good place to start. And so when you're trying to brainstorm some of the topics in a story, it can help to come here and look, okay, is there rebellion in Finding Nemo? Yeah, a little. Is there prejudice? Some. That one doesn't seem very strong. So that's what I would do. I would go through these words, and if you don't know some of these words, you need to take it upon yourself to learn them. These are important concepts that you need to know by 9th grade, okay? So, to recap, we have a thematic statement, right? A comment about humanity, and we have steps to get there. And now you get to go try with a story or your poem for homework. Good luck.